Why would you send me this, Giorgio Armani?
Boy, do I have some news for you. Yes, this whole video is a voiceover. Why? Because I wanted to. Because I look like this right now. If I know one thing the internet's gonna do what it always does, it's gonna internet. If you're not familiar with Golloria and the whole makeup chaos from earlier this year, go ahead and watch this video to catch up on why Golloria and other creators are coming after makeup brands for fake inclusivity. Well, more than just makeup brands. If you're not familiar with what fake inclusivity is, it's basically when a brand such as a makeup brand, for example, they claim and advertise that they cater to a wide range of skin types and skin tones, but they really don't. Once the end product comes out, everybody finds out that it's not so inclusive. And some brands such as Youthforia, they decided that dark-skinned people are the color of charcoal, which was just another slap in the face, and here you go, make it work. Speaking of Youthforia, the owner of that brand, Fiona, has made another apology video. Do with that what you will. I found out about this because I watch Golloria's reviews every so often, even though right now I can't really afford any makeup, but sometimes I get ideas or I can find dupes in my own hoard of makeup.
Why would you send me this, Giorgio Armani? Eucerin. Let's just go directly on the face. Let's blend her out. This ash is bigger than me. Literally zooming in so you guys can see the sick work.
Anyways, we're gonna read some comments under Gloria's TikTok and Instagram, and we can see the absolute walnuts that cannot comprehend why Golloria has the audacity to review makeup that she's purchased as well as the items that have been sent to her by brands. A brand really doesn't care about you as an influencer. Sometimes brands assume that they're just so high-end that you'll just kiss their butt cheeks via the internet so that you'll receive more of that sweet, sweet PR and sponsorships. But when Jackie Aina, Alyssa Ashley, Nima Tang, and Golloria do literally the exact same thing, they're called gorillas and they need to contour their face with a Sharpie marker and need to find brands that cater to them. That's redundant because their content did focus on the fact that there's not a lot of brands that do include them. They're super difficult to find. On top of that, everything isn't available to everyone everywhere, and on top of that, not everybody wants to spend a lot of money to get something or can spend a lot of money on maybe a more inclusive brand. The entire point of their content is to show you information so that you can choose the best place to spend your hard-earned money. They show you which brands care about their consumers because brands cannot cater to a specific audience when they don't make products that target that specific audience. No one is forcing brands to be inclusive. If you are marketing the inclusivity front and center, you're telling people everyone can use our products, they work on everyone, so people are going to say, hey, that means this will work for me, and then when it doesn't, they're going to call you out. Let's talk about the YSL situation. So recently, Golloria had the absolute pure concentrated audacity to receive an unprovoked PR package from YSL, a high-end beauty brand.
A blush. A blush. A blush. A blush. A blush. I'm scared. Here's a zoom in. They all have a white base. None of these are going to work on skin as dark as mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take it back to the lab.
YSL created a new line of blushes and every single one of them looks like liquid chalk to me just by looking at them. Just ashy on top of dusty. Before you go all, it's not meant for you, just blend it in. Their website does actually advertise this as a, quote, highly pigmented and creamy liquid to powder blush that is easily blendable, ultra buildable, and melts into the skin for a blurring, soft cloud finish and 12-hour wear, end quote. This is how they advertise it in photos. The marketing images and videos make the product look more rich and pigmented than what Golloria received. So mine is 10 points for partially false advertising. As I wrote the script for this and then scrolled down, I saw the reviews saying the same thing. This review states that it's ash central and goes on to say, quote, this blush gives a darker complexion like mine an ashy look, especially the shade 69. It looks more like a highlighter than an actual blush. And it's the same for every other shade, whether blended or not. It's giving ash's central station. I do believe it's because all blushes are from a white base, which does not cater to Black and brown people, end quote. Of course, the company responded with this, "Hello Vox566, we appreciate you sharing your honest feedback about our Make Me Blush Blurring Liquid Blush. We strive to create inclusive products at L'Oreal, and we are disappointed to hear that the current shade range isn't working for you. Your feedback about the white base in our blushes is incredibly valuable, and we'll be sure to share it with our product development team for future consideration. We are always working to improve our offerings and ensure they cater to a wide range of skin tones," end quote. Translation: you are an afterthought. We actually didn't have you in mind when we made this. Oops, my bad. Gee, where have we heard that before? I've seen enough types of paint, being an artist, and even pencils to know what a white base looks like, and I'm telling you that's what's happening here. Golloria also reviewed some Giorgio Armani products in some of her newer content, and the feedback of people is on the same level of depravity as the YSL review. I'm going to play Gloria's video in its entirety so you can get the idea.
Giorgio Armani. Giorgio Armani, why would you send me this?
That's what happens when you have titanium dioxide in the base, which means that all of these will have a white base. And if you're any color that's darker than me, for example, it will look like liquid chalk on you. It might even look like chalk on me too. I'm just presenting an educated guess since I'm familiar with how color works, and in order to fit a wide array of skin tones, skin tone meaning light to dark, then you would need to have a transparent base. Blush just tints the skin to make it look like there's more blood rushed up to the surface. It's not supposed to look like a coat of pasty white, pink paint is on your face. The comments are not it. They make me ashamed of being a human. Tell me you're fragile without telling me that you're fragile. I only read some of the comments, but I'm going to keep the rest up here on the screen so you can read them when you pause the video or whatever. This video doesn't need B-roll footage, just a raw, unfiltered audacity will be enough. A lot of them are saying, it's not made for you. Well, duh. And inclusivity goes both ways. Again, duh. The inclusivity doesn't go both ways though, because this isn't inclusive. Hello, are you paying attention? That's the entire point of why she does makeup videos, because she's a South Sudanese woman with a deep dark complexion, so she puts makeup products to the test while staying completely honest about products if they work for her or not. For years, the beauty industry has catered to lighter skin tones. Even the hair industry, if you think about it, has catered to thin, straight hair, not textured hair. Very little is taught about textured hair in beauty schools. This is a known thing. They don't see the importance in teaching it, even though it's still a part of cosmetology, because you could still potentially get those clients if you knew what you were doing. For example, whenever I see ads for like hair salons and local hairstylists where they're just posting their work, well, where I am, I just see the exact same type of hair like over and over again, the same type of audience that they have, same customer base that they have. It's very obvious that they either don't know how to work on other types of hair, or they're specifically excluding other types of hair.
Stay Lauder, a bronzer, question mark, ellipses. Deep number 4. Estee Lauder, deep. You're how old? Oh.
This woman is looking for a bronzer, but she doesn't realize that she is a bronzer herself. She doesn't need one. It's not the brand's fault that there is a coal that wants to put bronzer on itself. Bronzer isn't for darkness, it is to add warmth and or dimension, you absolute green bean.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Tell me you don't know makeup without telling me. And tell me you don't respect people without telling me. Since you literally just call a human being coal, just report yourself. So no matter what skin tone you are, you can always add some warmth back into your face with a good bronzer, even if you're extremely deep dark skin tone. Bronzer is not contour. Those are not the same thing. Please, please, please educate yourself. Do you have a brain? That's a really good question. I like that. You're asking the important questions. I think this is them asking for a fight. Facts. Like, Like, don't even send it. Be embarrassed. Blend it. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Most of the negative comments are from non-black or colored people. Y'all need to realize her content isn't for you. It's giving calamine lotion. They sent it to you unprovoked, unasked. Is it crack? Are they on crack? They sent you all the colors like they do to other influencers. How is it their problem? Just don't use them. It's their problem because they sent it to a dark-skinned woman and it doesn't fit her shade. It's bad ad revenue. Use your brain. You can't be inclusive and you send bad inclusive makeup. If anything, she's helping them figure out how to be inclusive as they state they are. So once all this stuff happened after the Giorgio Armani review with the blush and the YSL blush review, there was so much bullying, and I saw with my own eyes there was so much bullying before she disabled the comments, and that's why I took a lot of screenshots just in case. I figured she would disable the comments because people are just completely going in on her, and the bullying is absolutely ridiculous. People claim to be so nice and understanding of everyone nowadays, and you and I both know that people lie. She posted a couple of things here and I'm gonna read them to you. This is what she shared before she took a hiatus. I'm logging off for a bit. The internet has become an increasingly violent space, particularly for dark-skinned black women. It's heartbreaking and harmful to constantly confront the overwhelming colorist, anti-black, and racist rhetoric that's directed at us by the masses. No one should be forced to endure that level of emotional trauma. What's even more disturbing is how bigotry and white fragility are amplified when black women, especially those with darker skin, speak out. The world consistently refuses to listen to us or acknowledge our experiences. There's a persistent failure to see dark-skinned black women as fully human, as deserving of the same empathy, respect, and grace afforded to others. This says, to exist in the beauty space as a dark-skinned woman is exhausting, unnecessarily violent. And how true that is, because the comments were disgusting. I saw it with my own eyes. She said tone inclusion is the absolute bare minimum. It's really not the standard in like makeup products today, and that's pretty much what she's been trying to say this entire time, and she just started up doing her reviews again, which I think is great. We are often dehumanized, either erased or harshly criticized because the world doesn't know how to engage with our existence beyond stereotypes and shallow narratives. Let me just stop right there. Oh, how true that is. The amount of stereotypes that I would hear people talk about my race, because I'm half black. I've had an old friend ask me if I was wearing extensions in my hair, because I don't know why you would say that. If you've known me for years, you've known that my hair is real, but because I'm half black, people assume that your hair isn't real. People also assume that you're on drugs, or that you're a single mom, or that you sleep around, or they get really surprised that I'm quiet because I'm black, so I must be very loud and outspoken. This is the harsh reality. Society has long been conditioned to dismiss us, to see us as less deserving of care and protection. That dehumanization allows for the continued disrespect and disregard for our voices, our bodies, and our contributions. This has to change. Black women deserve to be treated with dignity, black creatives deserve recognition and respect, and dark-skinned women deserve to be seen, valued, and humanized in every sense. We are not here to be performers for the world's consumption, nor are we here to be your punching bag. We are here to live fully with the humanity that should never be questioned or denied. That is her response to all of the ignorant, hateful comments that she has received thus far. Unfortunately, that's what it's like being on the internet. I've had my fair share of hate.
Number 4.
What do you need bronzer for? These comments did not disappoint. Enough is enough. Just get your shade, girl.
Oh my God! Wow!
Here's the point. Here's you missing it. Why are you so dense? Instead of saying that, you could understand that companies literally don't care anymore. They're purposefully ignorant, and by doing this, they're not just marketing a new product, they're literally marketing the fact that they haven't tested and formulated it correctly, and then basically saying that they didn't think of you when they made it. It has "don't buy our product" written all over it. These companies are starting to thrive off of the whole any publicity is good publicity. Bullying has been terrible, and these are just the public comments. I dread to think about the private messages she's received, because in the next slide on this, she mentions that there's violence. So that tells me that people have threatened her for absolutely no other reason than existing and stating her opinions on makeup of all things. Why don't y'all keep up that same energy for people that actually hurt other people? What you're in effect saying is that because she's a darker skinned person doing literally the same content as other beauty influencers, she doesn't deserve to do the same job. She's a burden on you for some reason. Like, oh my gosh, here's Golloria again talking about why companies don't see her as an actual person that exists. So annoying.
I will not put myself in a box. I speak how I speak. I react to things the way that I react to things. And regardless of how you like it or perceive it, that is who I am. That is me. I wasn't put on this earth to perform. Especially not for no white people. I was put on this earth to live unapologetically for my black ass self. I want to put emphasis on this is my job. I am reviewing the exact same products every other beauty influencer gets to review. The only difference is the voice behind it is mine. A dark-skinned black beauty creator. Dismantling the system means having to have these uncomfortable conversations. While it might feel so uncomfortable for you after watching my 30-second clip, this is my reality. I exist in this world as a dark-skinned black woman. Every day, I'm the one trying products that don't work for me. Every day, I'm navigating an industry that was not built for people that look like me. And these are not only just my experiences, but these are the experiences of dark-skinned women across the world. To constantly advocate for inclusion and equitable treatment, of course, weighs heavy, but the conversation is absolutely necessary. The fight is about equitable change, not only just to be treated fairly, but with the same care, respect, and consideration as everybody else, as all of these other beauty influencers. So inclusion is the absolute bare minimum, and these brands need to get it together. Dark-skinned black women deserve better, and I'm not stopping till we get it.
If you want to see how a person really is, just look at the comments they leave under Nima Tang or Jackie Aina or Gloria's pages. It tells you all you need to know, really. They're not expecting special treatment for being black, they just want to be valued as a human. I like the part where she said that we're not here to be performers for the world's consumption, nor are we here to be your punching bag. Jackie Aina said something similar about people begging for her to react to certain things that companies released just so that they can see the reaction of a black person. So basically they just want to incite rage in someone like her, like she's some kind of representative for black people. She was essentially saying the same thing, like you want to treat people like her like a wind-up toy that you can just wind up and point to a situation and get her to perform for your entertainment.
Had been kind of a voice similar to Gloria back in 2018 and 2019, but by mid 2019 Jackie had burned out. She's like, don't do this to me anymore. Like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of you tagging me in every single terrible shade launch. Like, I'll put the quote on the screen of what she had said. She just was burned out from it, and I worry that Gloria is going to end up going down the same route where it just burns her out. And I know she seems very passionate about this fight, and I know a lot of people really appreciate what she's doing. So I hope that brands like Scrandy and all of these people tagging her don't make her feel in a way that she feels like the fight just isn't worth it anymore, that it's too much on her mental health, that it's too much on her person in order to continue to fight the fight. And it seems like what Gloria is doing, and what I think is really important, is really setting those boundaries.
And that is how you handle feedback. Anyways, this whole thing is super ridiculous and could have been easily avoided had people not been dense and kept their mouths shut.
Spew these hateful ideas and narratives. All in all, I do not support any hate towards anyone on my platform or in my comments. I also do not support any hate in other people's comments on my behalf. I do not support the weaponization of my content against someone else, or for my videos to be used as some sort of gotcha against someone. I would hope that we can all work together to move forward.
I do also want to mention that Gloria provided constructive criticism to Rhode Beauty, which is owned by Hailey Bieber.
Eucerin. First shade we're going in with is Juice Box. Let's just go directly on the face. Let's blend her out. This ash is bigger than me. Literally zooming in so you guys can see the sick work. Spicy Marg is a really pretty orange color. Let's see what Spicy Marg gives. Let's blend Spicy Marg out. I just feel like in 2024, if you're gonna drop anything complexion, that it should be able to work for any skin tone and complexion, right? Now the ash was really serious. Hands up, keep them up. She needs some work.
When I tell you that Hailey Bieber, despite postpartum and running a business, contacted Gloria directly to get her input on redoing the product, she meant business. She really took Gloria's input and reformulated some products because it seemed that she wanted her beauty line to actually be inclusive and be successful.
All she does is complain. This is why I complain. This is why I complain. You see how beautifully flushed I am without looking ashy? Oh, and you thought we were done? There's another one. This is why you advocate for yourself. You see what happens whenever you're not complacent? And that's what we call redemption. Yeah. Hailey, thank you for reaching out and listening to me and treating me like a human. This is redemption. You can't do hot pink blush without it looking ashy. This is the Army Cream Blush in the shade Dessert Date, and it is hot pink, okay? Actually, just gonna go directly on my face. We're just gonna blend her out with my finger and see what she gives. Do you see how that gave me a beautiful flush without looking ashy? It's more than possible to make blushes that don't look ashy. It just takes some work and a brand founder that's willing to do it, period. This is by Ami Cole and she is truly inclusive.
If you can't say anything humanizing, then don't say anything at all. It costs $0 to not say anything racist or colorist. My cat is opening the door. Money is almost never the issue. We're talking about companies that make hundreds of millions and even billions of dollars a year. It's just a matter of being lazy and purposely leaving out a certain demographic because clearly they hate making money. For example, Javon Ford recently launched a collection of 3 blushes that literally suit every skin tone under the sun. Yes, they are up there in price. However, the pigment is so high due to the limited ingredients. They'll probably last you forever, and after forever is over, another 10 business days on top of that.
My full blush line is out. It was featured in Essence right on time, because I'm gonna save y'all from the ashy blush pandemic we're in. You might be wondering, how is this still happening? Short answer is because they're adding a lot of titanium dioxide and mica, and they just don't care anymore. Like this blush has a lot of silica and mica in the base, and while those 2 ingredients by themselves are usually transparent or translucent, they are still good at diffusing light. Can either have a sheen or look very ashy depending on the lighting. Many of you are probably familiar with the flashback effect. Yeah, that's usually from silica. But beyond being non-inclusive, brands are starting to lose a plot about what makes a blush or rouge. Because traditional blushes didn't use any of those ingredients. Blush is meant to mimic the flush that your skin experiences when you pinch your cheeks. Ancient Egypt used red ochre, which is a raw form of red iron oxide used today. Regency era England used either alkanet powder or safflower petals, which was used by a lot of different cultures. The one thing they had in common is that none of them used white pigment. Not even when they favored super pale skin, because it was meant to warm up the skin, not look like Elsa. And there is no white in any of my shades. So if you want some warmth, I got you.
Made by Mitchell also launched blushes for multiple skin tones, including deep dark.
This is the darkest shade in the Made by Mitchell curve case, deeper. There are undertones in this, and this is what we were asking for. This is depth. This is the shade right next to the darkest shade that I just used, and you guys, there's literally barely a difference in these 2 tones because that's how it should be. Come out with a bronzer or contour this dark in this range. This is literally everything that we have been asking for literally ever. And not only that, these 2 colors right here, this purple and red, are so suitable for dark skin. These blushes, Mitchell not only played with color, he also tested this on real skin, and that's tea. Now let's take a step back and look at your favorite bronzers and contours that have been dropped in the past year. Mind you, some of these beauty brands have been around for forever and are still not doing it like Made by Mitchell. To execute a contour and a bronzer so well for dark skin like this, Curve Case needs a beauty award.
Man made an entire contour palette with blushes and it's super customizable. He's not even black, he just has eyes and a working brain to know that people exist with multiple skin tones. And so he made the products that many types of people would buy. He's doing extremely well, by the way. So at the time of filming this, Golloria has resumed product reviews. You don't let online people tell you what to do. That's like people trying to tell me what to draw. You need to draw this, and you need to do cartoons, and you need to do logos, and you need to do letters. I don't need to do anything. I'm still editing another video, but I wanted to get this one up in the meantime because I work, and so the very long video that I have to comb through is taking a while. Thank you so much for joining me, watching till the end. Subscribe. I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers. Okay, this video is longer than I thought it was going to be. Guys, I also have an Amazon store. If you are an artist or you own pets, head over to my Amazon store where I've curated lists of useful items for your 17 cats or 6 dogs, all items that I've used. If you enjoy drawing, I've curated lists of art supplies. Again, all items that I've used myself, otherwise I would not promote them. I do make a small commission if you use my link to purchase. Please subscribe if you enjoyed the video. It's a free 99 way to support the channel. I'm still working on a very long video and it's been a weird few weeks. I'm behind in stuff because I'm tired all the time and my health makes me feel like I'm dragging my body around just to accomplish tasks. But I still wanted to at least get this video up since the other one is taking so long. I reviewed a very long YouTube video. It was a Jubilee video. It was taking a very long time to edit. And yeah, like I said, my health stuff, unfortunately I got behind and I've been working a lot. So there's a lot of stuff I'm still trying to like work out with my hormones. I've been on different supplements, so sometimes my mood is like up and down. I don't always want to film. I'm not always in the mood to film. So that's the other thing that I was kind of struggling with. But anyways, if you want to subscribe, please do that. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm trying to get 2 to 3 videos out a month. You can check out some of my other videos. I've made a playlist here. I do movie reviews. I have a few more that I want to do because I've seen a few movies since I did my last one. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Because there can only be one champion, there can never be 2.